noses, rubbing their noses, and then interacting with each other.
Right, and if anything, the kids of this generation learn the importance of washing hands.
Which is not a bad thing.
Not at all, but I find it amazing that in one day, our president went from, you need the double mask, to, you know what, it's all right to shake hands and to hug people again.
Well, okay, let's be honest. He was missing the hugging part.
He was missing the smell in the hair.
Yeah.
And again, isn't that fascinating? I was just like, what?
Well,
when
listen.
it came out, I was like, that's crazy.
Listen, here's something nobody's brought to the table, and me being of half Italian descent, I can.
Oh, you mean science?
I can bring this to the table. Me with some Italian in me, I can bring this to the table. The man's name is Anthony Fauci. Okay. You don't think there's some kickback going on there to a waste management company or something with all this stuff he's doing? Calm down now. Calm down.
Well,
you don't think Paulie Walnuts is making a call to Anthony Fauci? Hey, we need this to go a little longer. We haven't sold out all the masks we got yet.
No. I think Paulie Walnuts, like, you need to open this up. All of my side hustles.
Yeah,
are
hey,
drying up.
we're out of the mask and the hand sanitizer. You can open back up now.
No, I just really believe it was all political.
100%. It was to get Donald Trump out of office. 100%.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Good, And then they were like, okay, how long can we make this go on?
So it looks like it was legitimate and not just a political move.
I think he's going to find it went too far.
Probably. Hey, speaking of
it'll be interesting.
Speaking of far, we got to take a far break right now. We got to go far away, to galaxies far away, to pay some bills for you being here. Stand by. This is WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. We got Galen Unal on the line from Life South. We only got him till 8:30 though, because we got a lot of interviews today. We're wall to wall today, Galen. I'm covered up. I don't have any chance to talk about anything I want to talk about except with you, because I got interviews. Then I got In the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin. I got Sunrise Auto with Matt Gibbs, and then American Moms. Have you heard this show, American Moms? You really need to tune that in. These are two conservative moms that don't hold back, brother. It's a very good show. It's a very good show.
Gotta check it out.
And we're nice compared to how they talk about masks. I'll just give you that. Hey, Bob Baffert has been suspended by the New York State Horse Racing Authority, which means he can't run horses at Aqueduct, Saratoga, or Belmont. Oh, wait. That's important, because they say they suspended him until they see the second results of the test from Kentucky, and they say it's to keep the integrity of the sport good in New York. So he's not. If this isn't back before June 5th, Bob Baffert is not going to be able to run horses in the Belmont. Is this a big deal, or because Medina Spirit finished lackluster third, it's not really that big a deal anymore?
No, it's not nearly as big a deal. It'll be, but Bob Baffert hasn't really performed that great at the Belmont historically anyway. You know, he trains Derby. Belmont's a completely different race. Even the Preakness is the turn. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think it's
my question,
So,
do they make this decision if Medina Spirit, do they make the same decision if Medina Spirit wins the Preakness?
no, absolutely not. He runs. He runs. And
So then,
that's
to
what's good
me,
for the
to
sport-
me,
for the
then,
sport of
to
horse
me,
racing.
to me, then, this is talking out of both sides of your mouth. Because I agree with you.
Of course it is.
If he's got 2 wins and he's going for the Triple Crown, he's in the Belmont. There's no question.
Or we would definitely get that second test result back.
Yes.
You're going. I don't know that much about the testing system in horse racing. It's not like it's a well talked about thing. I don't know that much about it. But I guarantee if you would have won the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown, he'd have been there.
All I know.
Have they announced how many horses are going to?
No, I have not seen that yet. But all I know.
There's always like 5 or 6.
All I know is 21 picograms is 21 trillionths of a gram. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, and to me,
all
the
I can tell you.
cream and the topical antiseptic and whatever made sense. I don't know. It seems viable to me.
Yeah. So.
It's Bob Baffert. I don't know if he needs to cheat, right, or if he's always cheated and got caught. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what 21 picograms has. What's the impact on the horse?
I don't. 21 picograms. I don't know the actual the usual dose of that methylmethazone. The usual dose is 200 milligrams, which is a hell of a lot more than 21 picograms.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And it's not illegal. It's just you can't use it within a certain number of days of the race.
Right. So none of that really makes sense. I wonder if somebody was out to get you. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
I know what.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
I know what 1 cc of equipoise is. I know what 1 cc of Deca is. I know what 1 cc of testosterone is. I know what 1 cc, but those are all horse steroids too that I know about because they help me go from 197 pounds to 226 pounds. Help me go from a 255 bench to a 405 bench. I know what those are about. I know what those are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind. That's not me. That wasn't me just doing that.
You and Lyle Alzado.
Yeah, me, Lyle Alzado, and probably Bill Romanowski.
There's no doubt about that one.
That dude. You ever seen? Has there ever been a bigger, just roid rage jerk than Bill Romanowski?
I'd have to think about it, but he's up there.
Maybe the kid from that football movie, the college football movie where the quarterback lays in the road and they banned the movie because people were doing that and got run over. I forget the name of that movie.
Oh yeah, Friday Night Lights. The other one.
It was a college movie. James Caan was in it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the only other roid rage guy I know. Hey, I need you to tell me something because I honestly have quit following it because it's been well documented on this show. I don't like the way that they have taken this sport. They've taken it from the people who have made it what it is, and I'm talking about NASCAR, and they've taken it from the good old boys and turned it into something that is a bastardization of what it should be, in my opinion. But this weekend at Dover, the mile at Dover, plenty fast cars there this weekend, but there were only a few really fast cars, and then there were 4 hot rods. And that's Rick Hendrick's organization. His drivers finished 1, 2, 3, and 4, led by Alex Bowman in the number 48 machine that used to be Jimmy Johnson's. Kyle Larson second, Chase Elliott third. William Byron put the exclamation point on the day, finishing 4th. Hendricks Motorsports led 382 of the 400 laps. This sounds a lot like the Hendricks Motorsports of the 90s. Is Rick Hendrick just 4 new guys, same dynasty?
Well, they're not all new guys, right? He's, Kyle Larson is an incredibly talented driver. He said something really stupid on a video game.
Yeah, he did, on a video game.
He would have raced last year. The kid's young.
And Chase Elliott comes from good genes.
Chase Elliott's a heck of a driver.
Well, he comes from good genes, too, right?
Yeah. His dad, Bill, probably one of the nicest human beings on the planet. Alex Bowman is incredibly boring. But there's, he's got a talented stable of drivers. And this year in NASCAR, it's weird because they've tried to change it up so much. I do not like the segments that they run. I forgot what they're called. Where they run for 20 laps and then they get points and then they basically have a caution.
They're called segments. They're segment 1, segment 2,
segment.
and
Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's very hokey. Back when when I really enjoyed the Daytona 500, they ran for 500 laps, and nobody cared which lap you ran till 500. And so if you just sat there and logged laps, you logged laps. That was part of the race.
Well, you know why NASCAR did
that
this?
Was part of the strategy.
You know why NASCAR did this? Because they heard so many people saying, you don't have to watch a NASCAR race. All you got to do is tune in for the last 15 minutes of a NASCAR race. So they wanted to change it where you had some interest in the middle of the race, at the beginning of the race. I'm agreeing with you. I think it's hokey, it's gimmicky. I don't like it, but I understand what they were trying to accomplish. I just think they failed at it.
Well, and they have these competition yellows to bring the pack back together. I don't like that. That's not something I've ever really enjoyed. I like it's kind of like golf, right? When you're watching golf, you can tune out for 2 or 3 holes.
Yeah.
Right?
I fall asleep. I doze off all the time watching golf and wake back up and go, what did I miss?
And that's part of the joy of it. And NASCAR was the same thing. You're locked in for 3.5 hours. I don't want to be sitting on the edge of my seat for the whole 3.5 hours.
No.
I don't want to have to worry. I want to worry about things like gas mileage without the competition yellow. I want to know if somebody's going to run a long stint so that their tires are better at the end.
So let me
now
get
with
this
the
right.
competition yellows, everybody's on the same tires.
So let me get this right.
Everybody's on the same fuel. Go ahead.
So what you're saying is you'd rather sit back during the race, say the Talladega race. You're watching the Talladega race. You'd rather sit back on your couch and run 20th or 22nd for 3.5 hours, and then you get on the gas pedal on your couch and worry about coming to the front with 15 laps to go. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. And I will tell you, that's something that I always enjoy, because you're like, is this guy saving his equipment? Is this guy saving his tires? And that's never the way the race works
Not now.
out, because there's always somebody's in a rush. No, never. It's very few times where the guy who wins the race comes from 25th.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and here's the reason.
Superspeedway.
Here's the reason.
Because they want to get up to the front and see if they got enough to run with it.
Well, these competition yellows and all, I don't think they bring the field back to even the field out. I think they bring the field back because NASCAR thinks fans want to see wrecks. So we got to bring the field close together so that there's spin-outs and there's
exactly
wrecks.
Right.
And
That's
look,
exactly right.
my favorite race that I ever watched, and I've watched a bunch of races as a kid, watching David Pearson. My dad was a Wood Brothers guy, okay? But I loved Tony Stewart. I thought Tony Stewart was good for the race. Right after Dale got killed, Tony picked up the mantra of Dale Earnhardt, I'm the SOB that nobody can screw with. I'll tell NASCAR what I think. The hell with them. And he was running about 20th at the Firecracker 400. And it was the race that went till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, because they didn't even start till like 11:30.
Yeah.
He's running like 20th, and I'm with my buddy Junior, and Junior goes, well, your guy ain't got no shot. I go, brother, he's in 20th, and he's in the lead pack. Everything's on the table. And within 3 laps, he went from 20th to second place, slingshot around, wins the race, and it was the most exciting 5 or 6, 7 laps, because at Daytona, if you're in 20th, as long as you're on the lead pack, that's just as good as first or second. And that's what NASCAR was meant to be, and it's not that anymore.
Well, and if you remember that race, he had somebody to work with.
Oh, yeah.
And that you gotta have people around you that are going to work with you. I agree. There's a lot of things, I think, decisions that they've made. They've tried to become part of this woke crowd. They still stand around outside with masks on. Trust me, your average NASCAR fan isn't worried about whether his driver's got a mask on.
He's worried about whether his Marlboro Red, whether his lighter's going to work for his Marlboro Red.
Well, I don't know necessarily that, but I think he's more worried about, how's that car running? is my driver ready? And again, they're just constantly, NASCAR is not a Twitter sport.
No.
Right? It's just not. But yet NASCAR wants to be a Twitter sport.
Yes, they do. And look,
and that's the part that's so frustrating.
Let me be clear. Galen and I both agree on this, and I'm going to say this without clearing it with Galen, but I know he agrees with me. When we say NASCAR is woke, we don't mean that we're upset they banned things like the stars and bars. That should have been banned years ago. Okay, we're not saying stuff
Correct.
like that. The
Correct.
racist symbols in the stands of any sporting event, not
Absolutely
acceptable.
correct.
Okay, I agree with NASCAR waking up and getting rid of that, and it should have happened a long time ago. Okay, but that's they took it overboard. They're trying to win the Gen Xers and everything, or whatever this generation's going to be called.
No chance.
And they could care less about a car going in a circle for 500 miles.
No chance. Well, but and this is true. So the way I fell in love with NASCAR was through my father and my uncle, right?
Yeah, my dad took me to see the Wood Brothers 21.
Absolutely, and I was taken to the to the Firecracker 400, and it was an event. I stayed in the infield of my uncle's
in the
RV
RV,
when I was like
exactly.
5 or 6. But now it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't get what they're trying to do. And they still, what drives me nuts is they still have somebody on there who is, they try to think is country and talks with a little slang, right? To try to give them
Dale Jarrett ain't cutting it, brother. Dale Jarrett ain't cutting it.
No, and again, I thought Dale was a phenomenal driver.
I don't like him in the booth.
I don't either. I don't know. Everything's kind of, we're just going to have some fun, but that's not what makes the sport great. What makes the sport great is horsepower and the sound, and they talk about carbon footprint. They're trying to use the proper pronouns. That's not how guys who watch NASCAR.
No, the guys that watch NASCAR want to see Larry McReynolds with that chop car go explain how the pistons and how they blow out in the middle of a race and stuff like that. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear.
Exactly right.
Look, I could care less, and I'm not mechanically inclined, but it's cool to hear Larry McReynolds talk about that because he's talking about stuff that affects the race. Look, and I'm going to say something that's blasphemy here to a lot of people, and I don't care. I'd rather have Larry McReynolds explaining to me how a car's running or not running than I would DW going boogity, boogity, boogity.
I don't know. I like that. But that's fair. That's fair. I think you could have both.
That's my point. Just where I'm at.
I think you could have both. But again, NASCAR's got to figure it out.
And they need to figure it out soon.
Who their audience is. They need to figure out who their audience is.
Hey,
and
Galen.
Go back to it.
Galen.
They got to be more approachable. Yeah.
Speaking of approachable, how can people approach the Bloodmobile? Where can they approach it at?
Okay, Hey, today we're out at Bell's right there on 40, so come by and see us there. And as always, we're on the Boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Call us, 622-3544. Donate blood today. Thank you, Tom.
Or it's Bills if you pronounce it grammatically correct, because an A after an E makes the E long. But anyway, we're not arguing that. Galen, talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye all.
WOCA, the source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
The Supreme Court announced that it would hear a Mississippi case appealing for the right to ban abortions after 15 weeks. If the court rules in the state's favor, it would allow states to enact abortion bans, dramatically rolling back the Roe v. Wade ruling in 1973. 39 million families will begin receiving a monthly child benefit of $250 per kid, $300 per kid under 6, starting July 15th. Under the recently passed COVID-19 stimulus package, the child tax credit was increased to $3,600 per child under the age of 6 and $3,000 per child ages 6 to 17. An army of firefighters continue to battle a suspicious 1,325-acre brush fire in Pacific Palisades, California Monday, as evacuation orders affecting about 1,000 people remained in effect. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti announced that one person is in custody in connection with the fire and is being treated for smoke inhalation. USA Radio News.
Now with orders to stay at home, public health concerns, the reality of illness due to pathogens and viruses. Your health is at an all-time high risk. That's why it's critical to take a proactive approach to boost your immune system. You can with new nano-colloidal silver from Americare, our patented process with tiny silver particles, 1/100th the size of a red blood cell, allows for maximum body absorption. Americare's nano-colloidal silver effectively disinfects your body internally, attacking pathogens and viruses while supercharging your immune system. Colloidal silver is antibacterial and antiviral. Simply put, it prohibits bacterial respiration, suffocating viral cells, preventing the virus from replicating. And now, due to public health concern, Americare is authorized to offer our lowest and best price ever, around $1 a day, but supplies are limited. Purchase nano-colloidal silver now at immunesupportnow.com. That's immunesupportnow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Supplies are limited.
Everybody loves hummingbirds and butterflies, and guess what? They're out and about. That means it's time to come check out the deals on gorgeous flowering plants that attract hummingbirds and butterflies. Selections are huge. Prices start at a super low $7.99 at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. You've got to see the eye-popping selection of Gerber daisies. More color than you can imagine, just $3.99. And don't miss out on the year's best African violets, also $3.99. Best of all, it's still azalea time, and Bob Wines has famous ever-blooming red ruffles in stock again for just $4.99. It's crepe myrtle time. Bob has them with prices starting at just $6.99. Larger ones up to 15 feet. Many are buy one, get one free, delivered, planted, and guaranteed. Come see Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place for going on 70 years.
Florida voters overwhelmingly passed a constitutional amendment to do one simple thing. Require that any expansion of gambling be approved by the voters, not the politicians, not the